First referee, Mr. Bobby Celso. Second referee, Mr. Patrick Alan Castillo. Let's welcome our starters from our Ateneo Fudgy Bar Blue Eagles. Your team captain is also the libero, number 13, Lance Andre De Castro. At number 4, Jetly Gopio. Wearing jersey number 5, Kennedy Batas. Number 7, James Daniel Licauco. Number 8, Amil Pasino Jr. Number 18, Gian Matthew Salarzon. And number 22, Charles David Absin. Head coach, Mr. Timmy Santo Tomas. Presenting our NU Santa Elena Nationals. Team captain wears jersey number 13, Ave Joshua Retamar. At number 1, Angelo Nicolas Almendras. Wearing jersey number 6, Michaelo Budin. Number 10, Obed Mukaba. Number 11, Kenry Malinis. And number 23, Jen Gerard and Franz Diao. Libero, number 8, Jan Mariano Sumagi. Head coach, Mr. Dante Alinsunurin. This is match number 18, preliminary round.
And let's take a look at the starters for the Ateneo Fudgy Bar Blue Eagles. You have Gopio, Batas, Licauco, Pasino, Salarzon, Absin, and their captain, Lance De Castro, as the libero for the Blue Eagles. Meanwhile, we take a look at the NU Santa Elena Nationals, Almendras, Budin, Mukaba, Malinis, Retamar, Diao, and Sumagi as their libero. And we welcome you all to our coverage of the 2022 Spikers Turf Open Conference here on One Sports and on One Sports Plus. Dip Dipianco alongside Ann Remulla-Canda calling this match for your second game this Saturday doubleheader. And for Ateneo, it will be their last match in the elimination round. But Ann and I mentioned at the top of the coverage, it's a must-win for them. But at the same time, they're also relying on the result on Tuesday. Pero syempre, Ann, focus muna yung Blue Eagles on the game at hand.
And definitely, this is what they can control. The latter, the latter that would open the opportunity for them to clinch a spot would depend on another team. So, sa ngayon, this is the challenge that they need to take, and they do need to start off strong.
Right.
To at least eliminate that factor or that pressure na kailangan nilang humabol sa NU.
And they also have the Navy Sea Lions to thank a while ago for beating VNS in our first game, but right now, it's 1-1 in the early goings of this set. NU has been unblemished here in this tournament so far, being the only team that's undefeated. But like itong Signal got their first loss last Tuesday. But let's see if Ateneo can do the same and give a mark. Dito sa NU has been playing flawlessly in this open conference.
Safe to say that there have been teams who have pushed NU to their limits. But I think one of the things that NU has proven in this conference is yung kanilang maturity and yung kanilang kapit. Because despite being pushed, they still manage to maintain this flawless record.
Right, parang they're able to withstand all the pressure from the other teams so far in this tournament. Pero ito, Ateneo Fudgy Bar Blue Eagles up by 2 points. Score is 3-1 in favor of the guys in blue. Charles Absin will serve now. That's way short. And it will be a free point for NU. So it will be Jared Yao now serving for NU. 2 serving 3. Licauco wanted to go to Gopio, but that was way below. And free point given up to NU.
Some early errors we're seeing here on the side of Ateneo.
Well, we've been seeing quite a lot of adjustments, of course, in the latter part of the tournament, as Diao gets a service error. For example, we mentioned that si Budin has emerged as a part of the rotation. Ito naman for Ateneo, they've gone with Licauco as the setter in the past couple of games. They started off
with Go.
with Eman Go, tama. Right now, they're trying to, of course, want to give experience also for the other players. Meanwhile, Mokaba gets a point.
And actually, this conference, this experience, so it's a best time to really hone the skills, to allow all of the players to get playing time.
I mean, it's been 3 years, diba? Since we last saw yung men's volleyball in action. So for them to have this tournament as preparation also, pagdating ng college league, it's nice for these squads. Meanwhile, Retamar will get a point. Usually nakikita lang natin sila sa collegiate ranks nagtutuos, but right now meron tayong open conference which they're facing in right now. Licauco backsets it. Picked up there by NU. Mokaba straight to Pasino. Here comes Patas. Good dig there mula kay Sumagi. Chance ball, Licauco finds Salarzon, who was rejected.
What a solid block. And they are loving it.
See this one again. No entry, says Mokaba.
And you know, if you're up against a team that has very strong blockers, the coverage, the block coverage is something that's very important. But just look at how that ball rebounded. Ang bilis, no? So, quite difficult to even read.
It's back-to-back blocks right now for the Nationals. And you can see clearly the height advantage that Mokaba has on the other players. But that's a service error on the part of NU given up by Malinis, who was actually the top scorer for NU in their last game against VNS. Scored a total of 16 points in that game. Salarzon heads to the service line. Retamar goes open to Budin. Again, the block of Mokaba. That's 3 already here in the opening set, and we get the first technical timeout. Take a look at this once again. Denied access. And we head to this short break. We'll be back here on One Sports. Hear this report mula kay Ayana Perlas. Ayana?
With this potentially being their last game of the conference, the Ateneo Fujibar Blue Eagles are still treating this game as a competitive one, especially going against their rivals. Now, I was able to talk to head coach Timothy Santo Tomas, and he mentioned that they are so motivated coming into today's game kasi yun nga, they are going against their rivals, and sabi din nila, mas gigil daw sila in coming into today's game. Now, they have high hopes for this match as Emil Pasino will be seeing action today. Eman Go present as well, but will be playing less today as head coach Timothy Santo Tomas will be testing out the consistency of both his setters and giving more chances to James Licauco, especially with the UAAP coming up. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Ayana, for that report. As we mentioned, no, and you want to be able to give some of your players the exposure and the minutes para pagdating ng UAAP, medyo at least na-experience mo na how it is to gel with your team on court.
And kanina, no, during the huddle, narinig naman din natin si coach, the confidence and yung guidance, yung reminder kay Licauco. Dahil nakaka-receive sila, all they need is to get that offense in.
Right, as we listen into their timeout.
Ingat lang, ingat.
Diba sinasabi ko sa'yo, pag nasa likod ka, ikaw yung guide kung outside o inside. Hindi yung pwedeng wala kang gagawin dyan. Ano kala mo, atake ka lang? Hindi, tutulong ka. Eh nakita mo, sinaservan tayo ng mahaba. Ikaw naman, puro iwas sa bola. Hindi pwede. Tatawagan mo, tutulungan mo yung kasama mo, inside or outside. Para alam lang kung kukunin lang yung bola o hindi. Okay? I mean, kailangan mo lapitan yung bola. Hindi yung pwedeng sobrang layo, tumatalon ka na. Okay? So, guys, isa pa, nakaka-receive tayo ha. Nakaka-receive tayo. Kailangan natin discard yan.
Tara. Take advantage of your seats, Let's go. Yes, eh.
Timeout call there by Coach Timothy Santo Tomas. And then you were saying about yung confidence building that he was really pointing out a while ago for the Ateneo Blue Eagles.
But now, the job that they need to do is to ensure that they shift the momentum on their side. Dahil NU is now pulling away with this 5-point lead.
You've seen the blocking of NU. I was about to say that. And pinakitaan na naman tayo this time by Nico Almendras. Not allowing really the attackers of Ateneo to get their rhythm going in this first set.
And that is already 4 block points for NU. Mukaba, Budin, Retamar, Almendras, all scoring 1 block point each.
Castro over-receives and a dump mula kay Almendras. Now, how do you work your way to the defense of NU if ganyan kasolid yung blocking nila right now? What's the strategy here for Ateneo Fudgy Bar Blue Eagles?
I think for Ateneo now, they've become quite predictable. Basang-basa ng blockers ng NU. So first things first is to ensure na yung kanilang play makakapagpakagat or makaka-deceive yung spikers nila, just so that instead of probably getting a double block, makakuha ng ibang blocker yung kanilang frontliners.
So far, it's easy for the blockers to just parang one step, okay, nandito na ako. I can read the attacks of Ateneo. But let's see if they will be able to adjust as they try to catch up. Down by 6 points here in the opening frame. Gopio will serve. That is out. Definitely what they don't need if they want to catch up dito sa simula ng laro. And Obed Mokaba will serve for NU. A good story here for him, really just joining NU first time this year. Although he gets that error, not the best story do sa error na yun. But he's happy. He's happy to play. Nabanggit niya kay Ayana na when we covered them in their first game that first time niya. And he's trying to build that chemistry pa lang with NU, of course. And so far, so good for him. Retamar upset to Almendras. Check there by Ateneo blockers. Here's Pasinio. Bitin yung atake ni Amil.
Oh, these are the things that you would like to avoid. Kanina pinag-uusapan pa lang natin what they need to do to be able to at least penetrate the blockers, mailusot yung bola. But with errors like these, you already lose your chance.
Right. And not the best set also there. Chance again for NU. Retamar. Back sets it. Off the block, it hit the antenna. So point again for NU. And it is now an 8-point lead for the Nationals. Joshua Retamar serving 15-7. Licauco opens up to Patas. That is out.
Would have been a good angle actually, but too wide.
And we reach the second technical timeout. NU up by 9. We'll be back here on One Sports.
Guys, tignan niyo yung score, naghahabol tayo. Bakit yung mga ginagalaw niyo, puro tapon eh. Ikaw, nakita mo bitin yung set, hahampasin mo pa ng waldas. Anong pwedeng gawin, Kennedy? Ba't sa tingin mo ba yung pinalo mo ng malakas na yun? Sa tingin mo ba 2 points yun, Kennedy?
Back inside the Paco Arena Events and Sports Center in Manila, we have another report coming from Ayana Perlas. Ayana?
Though this may be a non-bearing game for the NU Nationals, head coach Dante Alinsunurin mentioned that they will still be playing the same game they usually do. Now this will be their time to improve, gain more experience, especially with the lack of communication and leadership that head coach Dante noticed in the past few games. Magiging basehan to for the UAAP. We would like to know where we stand and what we need to work on as a team. Ang sabi sa akin ni head coach Dante. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Ayana, for that report. And we've been mentioning that also for Ateneo. It's the same thing for NU. And if this is their basis on how their performance has been in preparation for UAP, then they are in a good position heading into that tournament.
Definitely. While on the side of Ateneo, it has been a struggle so far facing NU. They've committed 8 attack faults already, as opposed to NU only having 1. And that's something, they may need to look into as they want to build on this experience also moving into the UAAP.
Right. If you look at the score right now of NU, it's at 16. So half of those points galing sa attack errors ng Ateneo, as you mentioned. Kaya naman we're only in the opening set and it's been a quick one so far.
It doesn't help na napakalakas ng blocking ng NU, and in a way, it intimidates the offense of Ateneo.
So aside from parang you're mentioning that they were a bit predictable, syempre, you're gonna try to find ways to avoid the blockers, and which will lead to those errors.
We've seen consecutive blocks coming from the side of NU. So kailangan talaga smarter offense on the side of Ateneo.
Another attack error there. Outside para kay Charles Absin. And NU with their biggest lead of the game so far with 9 points. Better first ball para kay Pasinio. Salarzon. Almendras was there. Retamar back sets it. Ateneo was there for the pickup. Second chance. One hand set to Batas. Retamar. Bit of a miscue there with Almendras. The drop ball still saved by Budin and kept alive by NU. Sumagi wants to go to Budin, and that's a point for NU.
A lot of effort put into keeping the ball alive in that last series.
That was the longest rally we've had so far. 19-9 is our score.
Oh, how unfortunate to still be called with that violation on the side of Ateneo.
And Coach Timothy Santo Tomas will use up his second timeout.
Sabi sa inyo, minamadali nyo lahat ng ginagawa nyo eh. Charles, ano ba gusto mong patunayan? Ha? Oh, wala naman pala eh. Nakita mo, kanina, hindi mo bola, gusto mong paluin. Kanina, binigay sa'yo ng maayos, hindi mo naman pinalo. Oh, yung isang bounce ball mo, tsaka isang tapik na mabilis, 1 point lang yan pareho. Magkaroon ka naman ng confidence sa ginagawa. Kaya mo naman pumalo eh. Kaya mo matake, nakaka-timing ka. I-confidence sa sarili mo kung gusto mong paluin. Ha? Go.
Hey, level lang yan. Isa tayo, isa. Restart, yes eh.
See this one again, and you heard from that timeout ng Ateneo huddle. Tinamaan yung net ni Salarzon. Coach Timothy Santo Tomas clearly not pleased with the performance of Ateneo so far in this match.
And he did mention na halos lahat ng galaw ng Ateneo parang nagmamadali.
But a block there mula sa Blue Eagles gives them a point. They reach the 10-point mark. And they will have the first sub here. It will be Lane Crisostomo, who usually checks in to serve for the Blue Eagles, is now on the floor. Retamar, one hand set. No touch. That was outside from Malinis. So back-to-back points for the Ateneo Fudgy Bar Blue Eagles. Levin serving 20 here in the first set. Here comes Budin. Licauco back sets it to Batas. Back to the Ateneo side. Salarzon's turn to try. Wala pa rin. Sumagi, upset, Malinis. Tried to go down the line, but Crisostomo was there. Pasino from the back. Saved there by Licauco. We have another long rally ongoing, and Budin will end that one with a cross-court kill.
No defense on the side of Ateneo. And Budin with that elevation can really get a good read kung saan walang depensa ang Ateneo.
I feel like part naman talaga ng rotation tong si Budin, pero tinatago muna ni Coach Dante nung simula. No? It's not that he earned his minutes, but he was a secret weapon at the start for the Nationals.
Now it's no secret.
Oh, no secret na. And someone that people will look forward to when they play in the UAAP. Nine points behind are the Ateneo Fudgy Bar Blue Eagles. This is Kennedy Batas serving. That's outside. And another point for NU. Licauco opens up to Salarzon with a nice kill.
Finally, a clean kill here for Ateneo. Hopefully that boosts their confidence in challenging the blockers of NU a little bit more.
Gian Salarzon was one of the only two guys that scored in double digits against Signal in their last game. Both him and Batas had 10 points each. Sent back there by Ateneo. Here's Budin. First ball is over, and it's back with the Blue Eagles. Tried to go for the quick, not the cleanest for Gopio. Mokaba, and that one works.
He is happy with that point. Good connection with Retamar on that play.
Two points away from winning the opening set. Itong Santa Elena Nationals. Batas, again, the blockers were there. And they are now at set point talking about NU Santa Elena.
Net defense definitely an advantage for NU. Evident here in the first set.
(24) serving 13. Only 1 point needed for NU to win the first set. But that will have to wait for a while as Budin will send that out. Huge 10-point advantage for the Nationals. Jet Gopio will serve for the Fudgy Bar Blue Eagles. Good first ball. Retamar goes back row to Malinis. Picked up by Salarzon. And that's an easy ball given up by Licauco. And Retamar says, I'll take it. And we'll take set number 1 in this match. As we take a look at that last point. An easy over by Licauco. And Retamar will just take that any day for the NU Santa Elena Nationals. All smiles for their team as they take the opening set. We'll be back here on One Sports. Nationals as we take a look at set 1 and the highlights of what happened there. Medyo mabilis yung unang set natin as NU did the damage both in blocking and of course in their attacks. But what else did you see there, and that ultimately gave it away para sa Nationals?
You know, it was obviously dominated by NU in that first set. They didn't allow Ateneo actually to get a lot of chances scoring in terms of offense. Talagang yung blocking ng NU, it was like a wall for Ateneo as we take a look at the stats for that first set. Quite clear, no? NU scoring 9 points. Ang Ateneo na pigilan, only 4 points produced in that set in terms of offense. And we kept on talking about the blocking. And here in the first set, 5 block points agad yung nakuha ng NU. And I think what didn't help for Ateneo was that they gave away double digits, no, in terms of their errors. 10 points freely given to NU in that set. And I think coming into the second set, these are the things that they need to watch out for. Mahirap na nga kasing pumuntos, mahirap na ibibigay mo pa rin through these errors, but easier said than done if you're going up against a team like NU.
And yung numbers na minention mo, yung blocks din, iba-ibang players pa ata yung nakakuha ng blocks na yun for the Nationals. And we saw the last point a while ago, you mentioned easier said than done. Parang it was an easy ball given up. And that was the story for set number 1. The errors and the blocking of the NU Santa Elena Nationals proved to be tough for the Blue Eagles to get something going there. And we start off set number 2 with Licauco serving. Dip Bianco and Anne Remulla-Canda calling this match over at One Sports. Thank you for joining us for game number 2 of this Saturday doubleheader. And a good start there as Pasino gets a block.
For this set, Dip, I think Ateneo needs to look for more of its frontliners or attackers to get into the scoreboard. They only have 3 players, logging in points in the first set. Batas with 2 points, Pasino with 1, and Salarzon with 3.
Oh, that is definitely not enough if they want to get a shot against the NU Santa Elena Nationals. And right now, showing us some energy and the hops. This time it's Batas putting up his hands, getting a block. 2-0 is our score. And that will change quickly as Almendras goes down the line. I was gonna say, nabanggit mo, 3 players pa lang yung sumuscore for Ateneo. And for NU, parang hindi rin naman ganun karaming points kasi they didn't need to do a lot of attacks in the first set.
That's true. Though there are more players that logged in points in that first set. Budin and Mukaba both with 4. Almendras with 2. Retamar with 3. Naka 3 points pa. He did score that last point in the first set. And Malinis also scoring 1 point. So I think it matters. Sa bawat rotation, you need to get everybody involved.
Right. Licauco opens up to Salarzon. And again, rejected by the Nationals. I believe that was from Malinis. Two serving 3 with Yao on deck. Good first ball for De Castro. Batas with a nice attack and a point.
This is definitely a better start for Ateneo challenging NU. And for NU, sabi nga, hindi pwedeng maging complacent. I was looking at the stats of Ateneo when they went up against Signal. And actually, the first set, it was the same score. Ateneo scored 14-25 versus Signal. Exactly the same score they scored today against NU. But their second and third set against Signal was definitely better.
Right.
So a bit more challenging for Signal. And let's see if that's something that they can replicate today.
Yeah, dumikit talaga sila. I mean, you mentioned just 2-3 points away in the next couple of sets in that game against Signal. Let's see if they will be able to duplicate, and of course do better. They want to get at least a set and eventually a win. That's good para kay Salarzon. Ball is still alive. Retamar sends it to Butin. That is outside, and another point for the Blue Eagles.
Amazing elevation by Budin, but that ball was just too wide.
Right now, Ateneo holding on to this slim lead in the early goings. Earlier, biglang bumulusok itong ANU. They just breezed through in the first set. Got the first technical timeout and did not look back. Salarzon tried to be smart with that. Saktong sa line pero umover pa.
They started off with a lead, but just like that, ANU ties it.
Good dig there mula kay Sumagi. Free ball given up here by Retamar. Let's see what Ateneo can do with this. Running attack mula kay Gopio. Did not get a touch, and ANU overtakes Ateneo. So far, Ateneo has not been able to activate their middles in this match as compared to ANU, who's had Mokaba scoring in this game. Another good dig there, and Almendras goes off the block.
You saw how Almendras adjusted in mid-air, applying just the right force on that hit, on that attack. He knew he could score off the blockers because they were late in jumping.
And at the same time, Licauco is not the tallest on the Ateneo side. 7 serving 5. Steady receive mula kay De Castro. And the better block though mula kay Mokaba. And we reached the first technical timeout with ANU up by 3 points. Once again, we'll be back here on One Sport.
Becoming one of NU's starters. Now, if there's one thing that motivates him in every game, it's head coach Dante's words. Iangat at iangat kita as long as you perform. And with this, head coach Dante also mentioned to me that he never creates his starting 6 based on a player's name, but when they show aggressiveness rather in every training session. Everyone needs to perform. Back to you.
Thank you, Ayana, for that report. So it's clarified that he really had to work for his minutes naman. And we mentioned that he's a rookie for the Nationals, was part of the back-to-back titles of the NU Nazareth back in their high school tournament in the UAAP. And now with the senior ranks as Mokaba continues to score both in blocks and attacking this time.
It's nice to see. You mentioned earlier, no, he really just joined the team, and it really looks like he is enjoying himself.
Right.
Learning the game, playing the game.
Licauco tried to go for the 1-2 play. Mokaba wanted to go for that attack mula sa back row. And that's an error from him. But a bit of a better start here for the Ateneo Blue Eagles. Sticking close with NU, just 2 points behind Retamar with a nice play.
Unread by Ateneo. Perfect execution there for Retamar.
Batas sends that out. And that's back-to-back points for NU. Oh, that's a violation mula kay Pasino, lifting called. And the timeout called by Coach Timothy Santo Tomas. This was what happened there in the previous play, and assisting into this timeout.
Composure ka agad. Kung nakikinig ng instruction sa gilid, makinig lang kayo, pero yung focus nyo doon. Okay? 5 point. Makinig naman tayo sa instruction. Sila sabi na sa'yo, magda-drop ball yung center. Nagugulat ka pa. Hindi na trabaho ng blockers yun. Kailangan nyo ng depensahan yan. Ay, sus ko naman.
Hindi masaya isa. Huwag tayo pumayag. Yes eh. Aggressiveness, be.
Coach Timothy Santo Tomas sensing that this is what happened in the first set where NU pulled away in a similar situation. So he hopes that the Blue Eagles will have some answers to prevent the Nationals from just pulling away easily. And Absin was not able to get a touch on that. Did not have the connection with Licauco.
And this is such a crucial part here in the second set. We did mention how important this match is for Ateneo. So we
Yeah.
know that it is going to be tough beating a team like NU who remains to have that flawless record.
Right.
But it is their chance. You know, this is actually what they need to do for them to still earn that spot. Of course, apart from wishing or apart from hoping that the turnout of the VNS game on Tuesday would be in their favor.
Right, kasi it's one thing to, of course, fight for survival and get a win in hopes of entering the semis. It's another one that you're facing yung undefeated team. So, of course, it's a tougher task for the Blue Eagles. And just like that, NU Santa Elena has scored 6 straight points. Abay Lienos will see action for the first time in this game as he replaces Ken Batas. Lienos and Pasino were the representatives of Ateneo in the beach volleyball tournament held in season 84 of the UAAP. Retamar almost targeting itong si Almendras. Nakailag lang ng bahagya.
So far, NU with 8 service errors in this match. Ateneo with 4.
But even with the errors of NU, no, parang ang layo pa rin ng agwat nila. They're able to execute in other ways just like that. Mula kay Micaelo Budin. And it will be another technical timeout as we reach the scoreline 16-8 in favor of the Nationals.
Gaan-gana ng bola, yung receive mo, ganun pa kababa, di yan. Asan ang confidence dyan? May konting pride naman sa ginagawa natin. Di yan. Amin. Hindi naman ganun kabigat yung serve ng Retamar eh. Kaso nga lang kayo, ayaw yung gawin ng Mars. Ay, chance ball, madaliin. Okay. Ano mangyayari sa atin? Di ba sabi sa'yo lahat ng...
Back inside the Paco Arena Events and Sports Center for the continuing coverage of the 2022 Spikers Turf Open Conference live on One Sports and on One Sports Plus as you take a look at the family of Coach Dante Alinsunurin. We're pretty pleased with the performance, of course, of his team. And sabi niya, more family time. No, they wanna end this na eh. Maka-family time sila this weekend. They're up by 8 points, 16-8 against the Ateneo Fudgy Bar Blue Eagles. Nice to see the crowd also watching live here in the venue on a Saturday. That service is out mula kay Nico Almendras. Dagdag dun sa errors na binanggit mo a while ago.
Now 9 service errors here for NU, who still is enjoying this comfortable lead here in the second set.
Sumagi with a steady receive. Here comes Budin. Pasini was able to chase. Licauco goes to Lienos, who was blocked.
Earlier, you did mention that Ateneo hasn't been going to their middle spikers, and most are the wing spikers who are getting the sets, and it makes things easier, I would suppose, for the blockers of NU. Mas madali silang maka-timing at maka-block.
Right. But that time around, they went to the middle. One of the few times that they were able to convert. So a while ago, they were trying to go to Absin, kaya nga lang hindi sila nagkakaroon ng tamang timpla nitong si Licauco.
But I think this is a sign that, you know, they should vary the plays in front a little bit more. But if it all starts with a good first ball, of course.
Retamar opens up to Budin. That is outside. And back-to-back points for the Ateneo Fudgy Bar Blue Eagles. So they're able to cut it down to 6 points. Absin will serve. They go to Malinis. Blockers were there for Ateneo. Budin's turn for the second try. Straight to Absin. Oh, but Gopio was not aware of where the ball was at. And Licauco also was a bit far. Nobody there for the second touch. And a chance for Coach Dante Alinsunurian to insert some of his other players in Fortuna and Belostrino. So a change in setter. And Fortuna also checks in. Fortuna will play opposite. This time the block was out.
That works for Ateneo. They will be needing more of that. Challenge the blockers a little bit, or if they see the hands of the blockers, at least choose an angle to which would be an advantage for them.
Abaelienos will serve. That is a violation. He was stepping on the line.
How unfortunate.
It's a rare violation. Licauco, one-hand set to Gopio, picked up by Sumagi. Salarzon was there to cover it up for Ateneo. Here's Lienos. Tried to go for the fake attack, went to set it up. It's back with the Blue Eagles. And they will score via that attack mula kay Salarzon.
Ito yung laban and tapang na hinihintay ni Coach. They need more of that. They need to score, actually. More.
Tsaka ma-shake up yung blockers ng NU like that time around. Nagka-violation. Try to challenge them and change things up. Almendras went for the drop. Picked up by Salarzon. Here comes Pasino. And again, no entry, but...
Oh, they celebrated too soon. That triple block with a net violation error called by our official.
But they were ready to celebrate that point. Pero napunta sa Ateneo yung puntos na yun.
They still don't agree with the call.
Sige, tignan natin here. Was it before the ball went down? It was a close one. Na wala na yung bola sa frame eh. Underhand set to Almendras, and he finds a way to score.
A very steady NU Santa Elena team.
NU now at the 20-point mark. Up by 6. James tosses it to Pasinio. Easy over from the back row. Micaelo Budin flies, and he will take that one. And a timeout called by the Ateneo Fudgy Bar Blue Eagles. Let's listen in.
Sobra na yung pag-commit mo sa middle. Diba? Sabi sa inyo, magbasa muna kayo. Nakita nyo, wala na sa space para magbigay ng middle. Tapos kukunin nyo pa rin. Wala na sa timing, kukunin mo pa rin. Diba? Konting maturity naman, basta tayo ng maayos. Okay?
Yung pins mo, kung maghahabol sa'yo. Pag may nag-fight,
Kita mo, sabi sa'yo kanina, hindi ka nga pwede magbigay ng middle. Hirap na yung spikers mo. Kailangan mo i-practice yung tulo. Okay? Lapitan mo yung bola para may bato mo ng maayos. Okay?
Yes, sir!
I heard that timeout from Coach Timothy Santo Tomas, instructing James Licaco particularly to change it up. And that's what you've been saying, Anne, for the Ateneo Fudgy Bar Blue Eagles. Aside from the fact that yung attack errors a while ago, the variation has to be done para ma-fool itong blockers ng NU. Just like that one. Salarzon hitting from the back row.
That was a good play, a good call by Licauco.
Na-challenge siya dun ni Coach Timothy Santo Tomas to change it up.
Pero yun ang magandang response, ano, na pagbalik mo from that huddle, may action agad.
Right. And that's why he's getting the minutes for Ateneo so far. And Almendras, a while ago, scored off the block. Malinis will be back alongside Retamar as they try to close this second set out. Fortuna and Belostrino had a good short stint. Another one, the same play, but this time nabasa na.
You cannot expect that you go for it 2 consecutive times at hindi makakapag-adjust, no? And they've seen it, they've got a good view kung ano yung play na dinideliver ng Ateneo. Some adjustments necessary on the side of Ateneo.
And cheers from the side of NU as Kyle Ramones will enter the game for the first time. Lienos will score for Ateneo.
Seems like it's been easier for Ateneo to score from their back row players. And that, of course, because it's such a big challenge, no, to face the blockers of NU.
So Larzon with a good dig. Here comes Lienos. And just as you were saying, it's a tough task. And even a newcomer on the floor, Kyle Ramones, joining the block party as he sends NU to set point.
So si Coach Dante, siguro ngayon, isip na natin, no, how much time they spend during training sa kanilang blocking. Of course, first line of defense is blocking at the net, and they've been spectacular with their blocking today.
That could be their identity, talking about the NU Santa Elena Nationals, and they take set number 2 with that point. And we end this on a scoreline of 25-16. Take a look at this last play. Pasinio was rejected, and then it hit him before for the continuing coverage of the 2022 Spikers Turf Open Conference as we take a look at the set 2 highlights. And Ateneo was off to a good start, had 2 early points to take the lead, but eventually NU again did the same thing and won this one in set number 2, Anne.
NU has been very consistent with their first set and second set performance, showing composure, showing maturity in the way that they played. And, you know, it was evident, we did mention how their blocking really plays a vital role in terms of intimidating, you know, their opponent. As we take a look at the numbers, NU replicating the exact same statistics that they delivered in the first set. 9 attack points, 5 blocks, 1 service ace, scoring 10 points off opponents' errors. But on the side of Ateneo, a bit of improvement we are seeing here, because earlier they only managed to score 4 attack points, but in the second set, it's a little bit higher with 7. But still, again, not enough to get that win over NU.
So NU has found the formula. They will probably take note, ganito dapat yung numbers natin, pati sa set 3 para sure win tayo. But amazing, those 5 blocks for both sets for a total of 10 already in this match. Meanwhile, Ateneo still has yet to find an answer on how they can avoid the blockers of the Nationals. Even Ramones who was given a couple of minutes in that set number 2. Nakapuntos din for Coach Dante. So this is the third set of the match between Ateneo and NU here on One Sports. Dip Dipianco and Andre Muliacanda calling this match, or what could potentially be the last set of Ateneo here in the tournament, but they will try to salvage this one. It's going to be a long climb for them, but if they want to have a shot in entering the semis, now is the right time to peak in this game. That is in para kay Amil Pasinio.
Was right into the line.
Similar start to set number 2 with 2 first points para sa kanila.
He was targeting that same area.
Lumagpas lang ng onte this time around for Pasinio. Almendras will serve. Here comes Batas. And Sumagi caught flat-footed in that attack of Batas.
Batas now with 6 points in this game, tied with Salarzon. They are the top 2 scorers of Ateneo.
But based on ito, parang yung 4 pa lang yung nakakapuntos for Ateneo.
Pasinio with 3, Absin with 1 point.
Sumagi upset to Budin. Off the block and he scores.
Budin, the highest scorer again for NU so far in this match with 8 points. Followed by Mukaba and Retamar with 5. Oh, Almendras also with 7 points.
Diao will serve. That is inside right at the corner. And they have tied things up at 3-all here in set number 3. So sabi ni Dia, okay, nakuha ko na yung 1 service ace na kailangan for the formula. We're good. Gopio will answer back. His first point of the match as he joins the scoring column for the Blue Eagles.
This is what has been missing on the side of Ateneo, at least for the first 2 sets. We haven't seen much of those lower sets in the middle.
Outside yan para kay Kennedy Batas.
The first 2 sets have been consistent. Ateneo has given double digits. 10 errors. 10 points. That is 10 points for NU.
Yeah. Ooh, what an attack mula kay Gian Salarzon. You have to remember, some of these guys are playing their first year for the Ateneo Blue Eagles. So you may think, man, they're getting a lot of errors in this game. Pero syempre, these are things that they will learn from as they build on their chemistry as a team.
And that's why also, Dip, we mentioned earlier, no, that itong experience na to, that's why it's very meaningful. That's why it's very important for this young Ateneo squad.
And you may think pa nga, no, that they have some sort of advantage compared to the other teams na, well, we don't know what the other teams are doing to prepare, of course, pero the exposure that they have in Spikers, they're facing a team like Signal, you have Navy with the veterans, and NU, of course.
You know, this tests their character. It tests their decision-making skills. And all the more yung kanilang attitude, know how they can handle pressure. Because there is a lot of pressure.
Right. I mean, you're being watched on live television when you play against the top men's volleyball players. That's a lot of pressure to deal with. Kept alive. Yes! De Castro sends it as they hear it from the crowd. And he dives once again. The captain doing wonders. And Ateneo will get that point.
Never letting go.
Oh, they fought for that point badly. Diving for every ball.
Credit that to their excellent defense.
That could bump up their squad as they tied the game up at 6 apiece. Oh, but the service error mula kay Jet Gopio. Coach Dante Alinsunurin just watching on the sidelines, very relaxed and composed. Regalo para kay Diao. First technical timeout. And the NU Nationals up by 2 points against the Ateneo.
And it's how well he handles the emotions of every player, and that was definitely evident in the team's huddle before this set. Now, head coach Timmy talked to them and talked to the team calmly and told them that this isn't how he knows the Blue Eagles and how they usually play, because he sees how smart they are during training. He has seen them play at their best. Now, he's curious kung bakit hindi lumalabas ang totoong laro nila. Nevertheless, the team is grateful for the conference and the experience this has given them and how this has been a building block for their team. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Ayana, for that report. Your thoughts on that, Anne? Of course, as a former player also, you've been in the same situation, but you're saying sa practice, okay naman pinapakita sa practice, but so far hindi pa lumalabas sa laro. What could possibly be the reason for that if you're in that team?
I think, ito yung pinag-uusapan natin kanina. It is a young squad.
Yep.
Experience plays a very big factor in terms of, you knowing how to handle yourself when you are in an actual game. And that is exactly what these guys are getting.
Yeah.
It's that chance to experience the pressure in games like these.
Yeah.
Yung alanganin ka, kailangan mo humabol. It's all part of the learning process,
Right.
And I'm sure yun din yung isa sa mga reasons kung bakit nandito sila ngayon.
And they are getting all the learnings they can bring in succeeding tournaments as Almendras gets that point. But good effort on Batas to at least save that ball for Ateneo. That is outside para kay Joshua Retamar.
Itong si Retamar has been a very steady and very efficient setter para sa NU. No? We mentioned how he has scored already 5 points in this match, considering he is a setter.
Yeah.
And he's been really delivering effective plays para sa kanyang squad.
It's not often that you have a setter who can deliver 5 points. And Absin gets that one. And Ateneo ties this one up at 9-all. So you can see the improvement in each set so far for the Blue Eagles, limiting their errors and also defending well, as proven by that point mula kay Absin. Although yung errors on the service line, that's something that they have to limit. Nabanggit mo nga, Ann, 10 points given up to NU in sets. Set 1, set 2, similar thing. 10 points ang ibinigay nila through their errors.
I think it is a given, ano, pag nasa service line ka, especially in a men's game, no, kailangan malakas talaga yung serve because you at least want to break that play na gagawin nila on the other side. Kung magaan yung service mo, napakadaling gumawa ng, napakadaling i-receive. But in this case, syempre high risk, high reward.
Right.
But yeah, they've been unfortunately on that side na nag-e-error sila.
Right, right. But it's tied right now at 10-all. Budin. Net touch called on Ken Batas.
A little bit too eager at the net. May konting ano, gigil na.
Yeah.
Ayan, actually, probably on his way down.
Yep.
It's momentum.
That is a point para kay Ken Batas. Binawi after that violation. And it's 11-all here in set number 3.
Should be a good sign for Ateneo if they can keep at pace with NU.
Right. Retamar opens up to Budin, hit the antenna, and Ateneo takes the lead. 12-11 here in set number 3, showing some signs of life that they can at least try and keep up with NU. Retamar goes to the other side, but access denied. Salarzon with a block.
That one was out. But
that was out.
a good attempt on the side of Ateneo. It was good timing. Yun nga lang, ano, angle of the ball was out of line.
So 12-all tayo dito. Retamar sets up Budin. And he will do the rest for NU as they overtake once again, 13-12.
Retamar getting a blocker to commit, leaving Budin with only one blocker in that play.
This time it's a point for Ateneo with a net touch mula kay Budin. So dikit tayo dito. This is the closest at this juncture in the third set. All. Gian Salarzon serving. Micaelo Budin has provided the points for NU in this game, picking up from where he left off in that win against VNS. And it's back-to-back now for the Nationals.
Blocking continues to be an advantage for NU.
Chance ball given up. NU tries to take advantage. And they do so with the Almendras to Mocaba connection. And they are loving that point. Take a look at this once again. It was Retamar who had to take the first ball. Almendras fooled the blockers, and it opened up Mocaba at the middle for the finish. Back inside the Paco Arena Events and Sports Center, you're still watching us on One Sports as we take a look at the team standings. Currently, after the first match a while ago, ito yung kung nasan yung NU at Ateneo so far.
Right, and we did mention how the top 3 have already secured their position in the semis. Yun na lang, yung 4th spot ang pinaglalabanan ngayon.
So there's NU, Signal, and Navy for the semifinals, and the 4th spot is still open. And we mentioned if Ateneo goes on to lose, it will be the end of their open conference journey here on the Spikers turf. Meanwhile, VNS will have a good shot at entering the semis. And another point there, courtesy of Almendras.
What has been helping NU is their good first ball. And you see Retamar actually not needing to move when he needs to set up the ball. Much easier for him to call the plays.
It's gonna be another point for the Nationals. And timeout will be called by Ateneo. Let's listen in.
Kayo naman ruminisin, nakita nyo, diretso na sa dibdib nyo, iiwasan nyo pa. Ano sinasabi sa inyong outside? Ano sinasabi? Lagpas ng balikat saka ng ulo, di ba? O, lagpas ba? Eh, iniiwasan nyo na naman yung bola eh. Nakita nyo, may sit na nga, ba't ayaw nyo pang kunin? Mabigat pa ba yung serve? Nakita nyo, hindi na tinamaan ng maayos eh. Kayang-kaya ng kunin ng maayos. Ba't iiwasan nyo pa, Gian?
Kuha lang po ako.
Ay, nako. Ayun ang sasabi sa inyo eh. Guys, ayaw nyo naman kasi akuin yung bola eh. Naghihintay naman kayo magkamali yung kalaban. Hindi pwede. Kailangan natin gawin yung puntos natin.
Eh, apat. Hanap agad ko ng puntos. Yes eh.
Timeout called by Coach Timothy Santo Tomas. His team 4 points behind the NU Santa Elena Nationals. We're looking to close this one out in straight sets. We'll find out if the Blue Eagles still have something left in the tank. Meanwhile, Mocaba, coming off a service ace, is back on deck. This time a better receive mula kay De Castro. Pasino will take a point. So just sticking their noses here in set number 3 itong Ateneo Blue Eagles. 15 serving 18. Licauco, the setter. Almendras breaks the block.
That was a triple block for Almendras, pero hindi niya iniinda, no? It doesn't matter how many people would block him.
It's like he's so used to getting triple blocks. He knows exactly what to do.
Plus the elevation, you see
Right.
the elevation, so he clearly knows that he has an advantage.
And the NU gets a block as well. They reach the 20-point mark. Good for a 5-point lead here. Retamar will serve. Licauco opens up to Batas. Picked up by De Castro. Batas again, and second try is good.
They are aware that they have strong blockers, so might as well make use of the blockers to score the points. Working so far para sa Ateneo.
Again, a 4-point lead for NU. Retamar wants to go to Malinis, but that is outside. Blue Eagles down by 3 points. Pasinio has to continue his steady service. Retamar goes middle, and Yao able to convert.
Great distribution of plays here para sa NU.
This time it's Batas, and again blocked by Budin. Five-point lead once again. Ito yung rejection on the attack of Ken Batas.
The plays of Ateneo read very well by the blockers of NU.
Salarzon able to get it through.
That was against a triple block, but he does score that point.
Crisostomo will enter the game to serve for Ateneo. Meanwhile, change of players for NU as Joseph Bello will enter and replace Kenry Malinis. That is wide para kay Crisostomo. And a freebie given up to NU. Always tough when you're sent in for that crucial serve and you're unable to deliver.
Especially, we are already on the third set. Ooh!
I believe hindi pa counted yun because tumawag muna ng timeout itong si Coach Timothy Santo Tomas as we listen in to this huddle.
Isang magandang receive, layo lang natin yung set sa net, okay? Tama naman eh, nakukuha niya na yung set mo. Diskarte natin, one good receive, play one tayo. Okay? Jet, kailangan mong sugurin yung tao. Okay? Tsaga lang. Kailangan lang natin tsagayin sa receive.
Yes, coach.
Receive.
Coach. Hindi mo lang yan, isa-isa. Let's go.
Yes,
Aggressive.
Coach Timothy Santo Tomas seeing the bright spots of Ateneo here in set number 3. Mentioned na slowly being able to execute their plays. But right now it's up to the players as they try to catch up. The task is not to allow NU to score 2 more points. Salarzon unable to get a touch that is outside, and NU is at match point.
Very steady and composed NU. Really challenging Ateneo. Ateneo, though, has progressed quite well in this game. They only scored 14 points in set number 1, 16 in set number 2. By far, this is the best production, that they've had for this match.
So similar output sa Signal na medyo paakyat yung performance nila in the sets. And NU finishes that one courtesy of Joseph Bello coming off the bench, hitting that one and finishing this match in straight sets against the Ateneo Fudgy Bar Blue Eagles. They will maintain their unblemished record now at 5 wins and 0 losses here at the Spikers Turf Open Conference. Take a look at this once again, to the delight of his teammates, as we will be back here on One Sports to wrap this one up.
nagbabalik po ang Spikers Turf Open Conference 2022. That was the NU Santa Elena Nationals versus the Ateneo Fudgy Bar Blue Eagles, with NU coming out victorious in just 3 sets. And syempre, kasama ko ngayon ang best player of the game, Captain Ball Joshua Retamar, with 13 excellent sets, 3 attacks and 2 blocks. Hello, Joshua
Hello po,
Retamar.
hello.
Yes. Congratulations. Kamusta yung game?
Ayos lang po, and maganda po yung napakita po namin.
Yes, definitely. You know, super galing ng pinakita ng NU Santa Elena Nationals in this conference. But of course, ikaw bilang isang team captain, kwento sa akin ni Head Coach Dante na parang medyo naging struggle pa rin yung leadership on the court. So I want to know, for you as a team captain, how will you improve this, especially nasa semifinals na kayo?
Kasi ngayon lang ako yung naging captain boy. So before, lagi ako yung tahimik lang pag may game. So, adjustment pa rin, and kailangan ko pang improve kasi nasa semis na kami, and kailangan ko i-lead yung team, lalo na mga bata pa yung kasama ko. So, para hindi kami magkalituhan and ma-improve yung connections namin, kailangan ko talaga magsalita sa loob ng court.
Yes, more vocal daw, sabi ni Captain Joshua Retamar. But of course, pwede nyo maging experience yun, especially sa semifinals, pwede nyo i-improve yun. But coming into the semifinals, what are you looking forward to the most for your team?
Siyempre, semis na yan. Iba na yung magiging rotation and flow ng mga laro. So, magkakaroon ng mga improvement kasi nakalaban na lahat. May mga adjustment na rin yung ibang teams sa amin. So kami, mas mag-improve pa yung laro namin, and yung mga kulang namin previous game, ayun yung pagtutuunan namin ng pansin.
Yes, and we are all so excited for the NU Santa Elena Nationals coming into the semifinals. Siyempre, Joshua Retamar, it's your time to shine. Sino, may mga friends ka ba or family members that you'd like to greet?
Binabati ko po ulit yung family ko sa Laguna, yan, sila mama, sila papa. Sa kuya ko, pagaling ka dyan. And belated happy birthday kay Simon, saka happy birthday kay James.
Yes, thank you so much. Once again, that was player of the game, Joshua Retamar, and this was NU Santa Elena Nationals versus the Ateneo Fudgy Bar Blue Eagles. Back to the panel.
Thank you, Ayan. And there you have it, the best player of the game, Joshua Retamar, able to distribute for his teammates in this game. And aside from, of course, yung skill set niya, what he has to add on the floor, as mentioned by Coach Dante, is the leadership, the intangibles that we don't see on the stat sheet. But of course, he has to be able to lead as a young squad like the NU Nationals.
And he did mention how he is playing with some younger players.
Yeah.
So definitely they need to look up to a senior na talagang magli-lead at magdadala sa team.
Right, as we take a look at the set 3 highlights naman, we mentioned that this is the closest that Ateneo went in this game against NU. But again, the Nationals asserting their dominance still, duplicating, even doing their performance from the blocking end, and also steady lang talaga yung performance nitong NU.
And you see that there is contribution sa lahat ng players. Even if kapapasok lang, they have been scoring the points. As we take a look at the stats for set number 3, much better output on the side of Ateneo. The first time that they have produced double digits when it comes to attack points. Tie sila with NU, but that wasn't enough because NU still proved to be better pagdating sa blocking at sa kanilang service aces. And similar to what we have seen in the first 2 sets, Ateneo handed 9 points really to NU in set number 3. And this allowed NU to take that 3rd set comfortably.
Right. And we take a look at the final numbers in the entirety of this match between Ateneo Fudgy Bar and the NU Santa Elena Nationals.
You know, the front line of NU is definitely strong, as evident in these numbers. 29 attack points as opposed to only 22 of Ateneo. But look at the block points that they have earned in this match. 13 as opposed to only 3 of Ateneo. And this speaks a lot to how strong and how aggressive they are at the net. And I think hindi man nakikita dito yung kanilang first ball, yung kanilang passes, kaya nakapuntos din sila ng 29 attack points. They really were very consistent in today's game.
Right, and they maintain their perfect record. And our games on Tuesday still here at the Paco Arena Events and Sports Center at 11:30. You have the Navy Sea Lions going up against the Santa Rosa City Lions, and then at 2:30, Army Katingko Troopers will face VNS 1 Alicia Griffins, and on the final match, the much-awaited NU Santa Elena Nationals will face the Signal HD Spikers here on One Sports still. And that does it for our coverage on behalf of Ayana Perlas, my partner Andre Mulyakanda, our executive producer at the Carlos Bayuga, our director Koyu Panco, our game producer Nick Earnshaw, floor director Jobel Lau, and our statistician Rigo Bayuga. My name is Dip Dipianco saying thank you for watching the 2022 Spikers Turf Open Conference.